There's a power within you. It lifts your life to its highest level. It brings success, companionship, happiness, health, and peace of mind. As you tap into this power, it responds to you because this power is within you. And that's why spirituality rocks. Welcome. I'm your host, Janine Burns, and delighted to bring you yet another juicy show because today I have with me on Skype Dr. Carol Lawson, who is president of the affiliated New Thought Network, and in studio I have with me Dede Lyons from feelgoodexpress.com. Each week on Spirituality Rocks, we teach New Thought principles, practical spirituality. New Thought, not New Age. There's a big difference because New Thought teaches that there's one ultimate loving energy, presence, and power that exists in all of the universe and that seeks to express in you, through you, and as you. You may call this power whatever you want, God, spirit, love, infinite intelligence. It's not a personality that's outside of us. It is rather a presence that is within us. We are inherently spiritual beings having a human experience. New Thought and practical spirituality also teaches that your thoughts and attitudes will draw and attract people, circumstances, and events into your life through the law of mind, which is also called the law of attraction. And so, what we believe is that there's an abundant, unlimited universe, and that within lies us all the wisdom and all the love and all the power and the peace needed to create a fulfilling, rewarding, and productive life experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for telling your friends. The show's doing fantastically. I've been getting emails. I've been getting letters. If you would like more information, you can reach us at Guiding Light Foundation, Post Office Box 472 in Woodbury. It is a banner across the screen, and we will send you at no charge, because we understand that you have to give to receive, a spiritual prescription pad. And in the spiritual prescription pad, if you write a topic, I will send you affirmations that go with the topic. We're happy to do that. Also, we have this CD. My CD is called Tunes for Transformation. They're affirmations put to music, and they're fantastic because music is just the lifeblood of the universe, because everything is in rhythm and motion. And when you take affirmations and set them to music, they play over and over in your mind. And so you can pick up this. It's $12 including shipping. You can send a check to that address, Guiding Light Foundation. This episode of Spirituality Rocks is dedicated to my dad. I call my dad Daddy-O because he's so cool. He was so cool. Daddy-O made his transition last week. The word transition means change, and is often used to describe what happens when one lays aside their earthly vessel. You see, there's that which looks out through our physical eyes, that which hears with our physical ears, that which touches with our physical hands. There is that to us which is real. It is our essence, that which uses the senses of the body, our essence, the true nature of our being, and it is our consciousness. It is birthless, it is deathless, it is timeless, because it is part of the one life of spirit, the one life of God, the one life of love. This is our essence, the true nature of our being. And so my dad has merely stepped out of his earthly body, the vehicle that he used in the human experience, and his essence is greater and grander than anything that we could ever imagine, joining with all those that he loved who've gone before him, and so he's made his transition. My dad stepped off the stage of life a happy man. He was 90 and a half years old. And yes, I have been very sad this past week, but because I know that the body is just a housing for the soul, I've been able to be at peace, even though I felt incredibly sad. What I know for sure is that love is the glue that holds the universe together. If you ever read the Bible, in the New Testament, John said God is love. That's the only place in the Bible that it describes love. God is love, and love is the glue that holds the universe together. So love is that energy that will keep me connected to my Daddy-O forever. One thing special about my dad is that he had a twinkle in his eye. My brother agreed with me with that. He would smile through his eyes. His eyes just smiled, and his smile was a ready smile. And so when I thought of that this week, I thought of a fable of mine that I'd like to read to you because I want you to realize the impact that you can make in your world just by smiling. It goes like this. She smiled at a sorrowful stranger. The smile made the stranger feel better and caused him to remember a past kindness of a friend. And so with that memory, he decided to write his friend a letter. She decided to write her friend a letter. And the thank you letter. And the friend was so pleased with that thank you letter that he left an extra large tip at lunch that day. And the waitress, who was very surprised by the extra large tip, gave part of it to a man that she saw in the street. The man on the street was very grateful because for 2 days he had had nothing to eat. So after the man finished his dinner, he left for his small, dingy room, which was in a boarding house. And he was feeling so warm and satisfied that on his way home, he saw a shivering puppy on the street. And he picked up the puppy and took the puppy home to get him warm. The puppy was very grateful to be outside of the cold. And that night, the man's boarding house caught on fire. The puppy barked and barked and barked until he woke up the whole household and saved everybody from harm. And one of the boys that he rescued grew up to be President of the United States. Now, isn't that a fun fable? Because it really shows this whole chain reaction of a simple smile. And so here's your charge. You'll call to action this week. Practice smiling, just smile. In your smile is the radiant energy of love. And you never know what a simple smile will do for someone. I've gotten so many smiles this week that have just buoyed up my spirit. Be friendly, be helpful, be generous. Be generous with praise, be caring, be understanding, be compassionate, be kind, be generous, be encouraging, be love. And all you need to do is just smile. And who you are thunders so loudly people can't even hear what you say. That's an Emerson quote, by the way. And then you just can really be what the universe intended you to be, a being of radiant love, light, and energy. Bye to my daddy-o. We'll be right back with Spirituality Rocks. Thank you for joining us.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am divine.
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network, and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7383.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. I am an interfaith chaplain who teaches practical spirituality, real ideas, real principles that you can use in your everyday life. I do lots of weddings. My website is ilovetodoweddings.com. I perform many, many weddings, and I do celebration of life memorial services. I also do spiritual counseling and coaching. But right now, my passion is this TV show, Spirituality Rocks, and I'm so excited because I have such a juicy show for you today. Today, I have with me in the studio Dede Lyons of Feel Good Express. You got to check out the website because it is fantastic. Talk about practical applications on how to change your thinking and change your life. Welcome to the show, Dede Lyons.
I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
It's great to be here. I met Dede just a few weeks ago. I was speaking at the Southampton New Thought Center of Eastern Long Island in Southampton, Long Island. I gave the inspirational talk that morning, which was I love to speak there. The energy is so fantastic. And that's where I met you. And at the end, you gave me an angel, which I just so love that you gave it to me. Actually, I gave it to my dad on his journey onward. So I was so pleased to get that. And I was moved when you gave it to me and invited you on the show. I checked out your website. Tell the people about the feelgoodexpress.com.
Feel Good Express. I'm so excited to be here and share some of the information about the Feel Good Express. And it's a lifestyle program that shows people how to release worry and doubt and attract abundance. And it's very practical, very fun, and very uplifting. So I show people how to attract abundance in health, romance, finance, career opportunities, you name it, I'll show you how to do it. But the big thing is releasing worry and doubt and really believing.
Fantastic. And you know what, I love the way your website is set up because there's categories. You have health, you have wealth, and then as you look up each aspect, you have tips. And then you have little videos there, and everything from exercise, and I learned on the website that I need 20 minutes of hugs a day. So I've been hugging myself a lot. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And so I'd like to introduce to you one of my friends and just somebody who I admire so much. Just a fantastic lady. She lives in Moorestown, New Jersey. It is Dr. Carol Lawson who's joining us on Skype. Carol is the president of the affiliated New Thought Network. Welcome to Spirituality Rocks, Dr. Carol Lawson.
Hi, Janine. I'm delighted to be with you tonight.
And good to have you. Good to have you. Tell the people a little bit about the affiliated New Thought Network.
Well, Affiliated New Thought Network is a group of churches and centers, independent ministries that are teaching New Thought, initially founded by some independent religious science ministers in 1992, actually. And we hold this idea of knowing the truth that God is everywhere within each of us and all of us, and gather together in centers that are very heart-centered and open, holding the whole idea that, as you said on your opening, it was wonderful, that consciousness is a sole authority. So it's not about rules and regulations. It's not about being told what to do or what your next step is. It's about deepening within and allowing spirit to express in our lives as our lives, and then gathering together in groups to hold what I call the kind of resonant field of love in each of these places, that then as people find us and are enveloped in that, often we say, welcome home. They can connect with, they can remember, they can understand this love that you're talking about that we are. And it's a great group.
Exactly. And people can be encouraged and nourished and supported in that in the individual centers. And actually, the center you go to, Dede, is the New Thought Spiritual Center, and they're a member of the International New Thought Alliance. But if you look at the banner on the TV screen, you can see the website is newthought.org. And one of the things that I really like about New Thought and practical spirituality is that we teach not what to think, but how to think. How to think to empower yourself. How to think so you can connect with the power of God within you, of spirit within. And, you know, I remember Mary Tumpkin, who is the president of the Universal Foundation for Better Living, and name dropping, she's going to be on the show in December 19th. She's going to be on the show. I heard Mary give a talk one time, and she said, most people go to church, and when they park their cars in the parking lot, they leave their brains in the trunk, and they come in and they just accept whatever they're told. Where we teach that you need to take these principles and make them real in your life and demonstrate these principles. Demonstrate that you can have peace. Demonstrate that you can have happiness and health. Gosh, I'm just going on like it's a Sunday morning, aren't I?
You are ready to put out one of those prescription pads.
I am indeed.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I see it's time for our commercial break. So we're going to talk more, and also stay tuned because Dr. Carol just went to the Oneness University in India, and she became the person, what's the title called when you confer the Diksha blessing?
Well, I'm a blessing giver.
She's a blessing giver. She's a blessing giver. And at the end of the show, Carol is going to actually give us the Diksha blessing, which I'm very excited about. So we will be right back in just a moment with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am divine.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When you pay too much for cable.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my...
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. In the studio, we have Dede Lyons, and on Skype, We have Dr. Carol Lawson of the affiliated New Thought Network. Dede Lyons is, of course, with the Feel Good Express. So I want to read you. I just asked when we were off camera what Dr. Carol's favorite book was, and it was This Thing Called You, my favorite book, and it is also Dede's favorite book. So it's called This Thing Called You by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And this book, This Thing Called You, is fantastic because in the italics are all affirmative prayers, or what is also called spiritual mind treatment. Basically, you treat your mind to a new thought. And I opened up to this page, and I love what I opened up to, and it said, new conditions are being created for me, conditions of harmony, happiness, peace, and joy. All circumstances and situations are being harmonized. Wherever I go, I shall meet peace, joy, and happiness. Whatever I do shall be done with reason and intelligence. I shall be surrounded by friendship, by beauty, by right action. My whole being responds to this conviction. Simply with complete conviction, I accept my freedom. Dede, you love that.
Love the book. And I just picked it up thanks to you, and I'm finding that the principles in there are so much of what my Feel Good Express program is about. Yeah. It's great. The parallels are wonderful.
Well, there's one mind common to all, and you know, metaphysics and practical spirituality make spiritual principles real. You know, I hear so many people talk about the law of attraction, Dr. Carol, but they somehow, when they talk about the law of attraction, they leave out that important part, and that there's this amazing power within you, and that you have to connect to this power. As someone who is the head not only of the affiliated New Thought Network, but you are the spiritual leader of the Center for Conscious Living in Morristown, New Jersey. What do you teach people? How do you teach people to tune in and connect to the power? What do you teach on a Sunday?
Well, you absolutely know, because you said it beautifully in your opening treatment. More and more, I think I'm just being still and allowing Spirit to come through me. And whatever is most needed to hear at that given moment, I think comes. One of the things that we talk about is having enough time and stillness in your life to just listen, to simply listen, to take a breath, to become aware more and more of what thoughts are going on. And it's kind of funny for our beginning, our Foundations for Living class, as they come, they say, oh, it's like a crazy person in there. There's all these thoughts, there's all this talking. And in everything, as we become aware more and more, then you're able to be calmer, to allow, to just be present in the moment. And there's more and more almost a disengaging of that small mind, that monkey mind, as you called it other times, the little gerbil running around in there with all the thoughts.
Oh, she's been watching a TV show.
Yeah, I was checked out your mind. No, and to just be present in the awareness of what's going on. So you're not identifying yourself with that rampaging thought, but you're identifying that process, which is the Spirit within that flows through, and noticing. And that helps give you a little bit of space and therefore be separate and work toward that, what the beautiful Holmes quote about being free.
Right. So it's an allowing. It's an allowing.
Allowing.
It's an allowing. So then when you get quiet, because as I've said on the show many times, our direct inheritance from the power within us is love and wisdom. And so when you sit in the silence and allow, you create the space for divine ideas to come through. You create that space.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how...
You know, we're also teaching, it's very interesting, and this is part of the things that we're able to do as an independent, as Anton or affiliated New Thought, as independent ministries. So we've started a class in Awakening, which is very interesting. My second favorite book was going to be Whatever I'm Reading Now, which is Journey into Now by Leonard Jacobson, where he talks a lot about these ideas of becoming awakened, becoming present, all of the things that I think we have to do in order to come to a different consciousness, and you can't change what's going on from the level of the consciousness that created it, we say all the time. So this new consciousness that needs to come forward and flow through us that is more awake, that is more aware of allowing this spirit to express itself.
Fantastic.
And allowing is a big deal. Absolutely, however anything is, just allowing it.
Just allowing, yeah, no resistance. And so, Dede, what do you teach the people to step past the monkey mind or to step past mental resistance? Because, you know, people can know practical spirituality and use it, but there may be one area of their life that's like an issue. Let's say negative self-talk about their body. Let's say they may have their health together, they may have their wealth together, they may have their relationships, but they may think, oh, you know, there's something wrong with me. And so what do you teach? How do you empower people to step past that?
Well, the first thing I tell them is something that I recently read, that we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are usually worries, doubts, fears. So we spend a lot of our time worrying about regretting the past or anxious about the future, so we can't enjoy the present moment.
Right, and a lot of those thoughts, by the way, are what you thought yesterday and the week before and the week before.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And so when I first heard that, I went, oh my God, that's me.
Oh.
So I did an experiment, and this is what I have my students or my clients do. For 30 days, you stay mindful. And staying mindful is part of the program. Stay mindful all the time, but of any worry or doubt that you have. And when you have it, don't beat yourself up for it. Just go, oh, here comes that worry and that doubt. So I recommend in the morning the worry papers, the morning papers. You write down every worry. And some of my clients, women clients, wake up in the middle of the night with their worries and doubts. So I say you write them before you go to sleep for those people. But you write down every single worry you have.
Okay, and then what?
Shred it.
You shred it, burn it?
Uh-huh.
I'm into the burning, shredding thing.
Right? If you're a typer, delete it.
Yeah.
And you'll see each day you'll have less and less, because in order for you to attract the joy, the love, that spiritual peacefulness.
Or to allow it, right?
Right.
Okay.
To allow it, you have to release the worry and doubt to make room for it.
Okay. So you have to let it go. And that's and a lot of New Thought churches, by the way, they do a New Year's Eve service where it's called a burning bowl on New Year's Day, where you write down what you want to eliminate from your life, and you actually
let go of.
Right, what you're willing to release, let go, and they actually torch it and burn it and let it go. They really do that, and then they throw a little flash paper in there to make it go, you know, to get it. Yeah, good. Carol, I want to tell you about this lovely little book called The Joy of Tweeting by Dede Lyons. She put this book together, and it's just lovely. It's these beautiful pictures. Could you show the people? It's a beautiful, beautiful pictures. Flip open the book of nature, and then here, give them a sample page there. And then, like this one says, allow the magical power of one flower to bring you joy and brighten your day. And this one says, everyone has a beautiful light inside, eager to shine through. Share your bright light and watch your world light up. That's what I'm not surprised you opened to this page, because that's what I talked about in the opening section of the show. So it's really beautiful. I invite you to check that out. It's it's what, Amazon?
It's going to be on Amazon in about a week, and right now you can see it on my website, but I will put the link there so everybody can get these as Christmas gifts or birthday presents.
Great, Christmas gifts. Nice little stocking stuff for the joy of tweeting. Well, it is again time for another commercial break, but when we come back, I want to tell the people all about the Affiliated New Thought Network's conference that's going to be held.
Let's do that. That'd be great.
In Simpsonwood in April. So we'll tell you the dates, we'll tell you the location and everything. And you can check it out on the internet. You'll be really excited because it's fabulosity. So stay tuned for more of Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am divine.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy it.
then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it. Aye. Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body. I work out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guide.
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. In the studio with me is Dede Lyons of the Feel Good Express. On Skype is Dr. Carol Lawson, who is the president of the affiliated New Thought Network. Welcome back, ladies. Good to have you on the show. We are going to talk about the conference. It's called Sacred Awakenings, Pray and Play in Divine Nature.
That's it.
It's so exciting. I hope you can join us. What the conference?
Oh, she'd love it.
Yeah, what are the conference dates? April?
They're April 7th to 11th, 2014. Right. We're going to be at, as you mentioned, the Simpsonwood Retreat Center, but it's just inside of Atlanta, Georgia. So that's a whole new area for us. We're moved a little bit more to the East Coast. Yes, so we expect a whole lot more people from our area, Janine.
Right, and exactly. And what you can do is the banner says newthought.org. You can go on that website, and then you can click on the right-hand side, you can click on the link for the upcoming conference. And I just want to tell you a little bit about it. It is magical being there. It is just so fantastic because all these people of such high spiritual consciousness join together. There's this energy and vibration that you walk there. People are so loving and accepting. It's fantastic. Even if you've never been there before, you'll feel welcome. I kind of make it my business to be the personal welcoming committee. I kind of stand at the door and wait for people to come and say hello and introduce them. But I've been going to these conferences for more than 20 years. We've just celebrated our 20th anniversary, but we actually began before we were incorporated. And it's just so wonderful because we have the most inspirational speakers. This year we have Mark Anthony Lord.
Yeah, Mark Anthony Lord is coming from Chicago.
You can check him
out. Alt will be there.
David Alt. And let's tell the people about now. Mark Anthony Lord right now, the Bodhi Spiritual Center, and he's doing a prosperity program right now that you can sign up for every morning. He does a prosperity prayer. And David Alt is a New Thought teacher. He's also a musician, just such a loving being. He'll be there with us. Dr.
Edwin Gaines.
Edwin Gaines, she's the prosperity teacher. Dr. Johnny Coleman, let's see, I think she called Edwin Gaines Miss Prosperity. Edwin is just wonderful. I used to be the leader of a New Thought Spiritual Center on Long Island for many years, for 13 years. And Edwin would come from time to time and speak, and she's just a delight. And she's a rep. She has a book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. Yes, and then Dr. Barbara King, she is head.
Bishop now. Bishop.
She's Barbara. Bishop, that's right. She's Bishop Dr. King. Barbara King. Yeah, she's a bishop. And Barbara, just fantastic. She's this really tall, she's over 6 feet tall. She's just this incredible presence. And she wrote a book called Transform Your Life, which I just love. I actually spoke in the mid-90s. I spoke at her church down in Atlanta. She's in Atlanta, so she'll be with us at well. We are going to have drumming. There's a labyrinth. The price is unbelievable. If you stay, I believe it's just under $1,000, and that includes everything, all the lectures, all the rooms, all the meals. You have 3 meals. There's a snack room. And you come away so renewed, so empowered, so enlivened, and so radiant with that energy of divine love. And you come away with a lot more knowledge. There's workshops. And you know what? It sounds to me that I could like prattle on and on. Carol, what would you like to say? I'm just prattling.
I don't have anything to add except that the registration forms are on the website, and we'd love to have you. For us, because we're coming new to this city and this environment, there's a whole sense of new unfolding. And for me especially, I was actually in India. Mark Anthony Lord was there too. At the same time, we went on a special ministers conference that went. And the idea that what is new and what is this process that the spirit is unfolding and that people are waking up. And we talked a lot about that in India. And the committee met and planned the title of this, or God planned the title of this beautiful conference while I was in India. So for me to come back from that format and see this title of Sacred Awakenings was really special for me. So I think it'll be wonderful for everybody.
And actually, both Dr. Carol and I are on the conference planning committee. So we have, lots of input, and we've been making decisions. So I'm really looking forward to it.
So we know it's going to be wonderful.
A link on my website.
That would be fantastic. We'd appreciate that. And I want you to mark your calendar and be there. Now let's...
7th through 11th.
Yeah, the 9th through the 11th. The 9th?
7th
through the 11th of April 2014. Okay. You were just in India. You went to the Oneness University. People, you can check out onenessuniversity.org. And Oneness is a spiritual organization. It was founded by Sri Amma Bhagavan. Did I say that correctly?
That's very close. I'm Western too. So.
You're Western too. And what it seeks to alleviate human suffering at its roots by awakening humanity into oneness, wherein every individual feels connected to all that is. And, I was talking with Dr. Kara earlier today, and I said that in the West, we don't talk a lot about energy, but we all feel energy. You ever meet somebody and you don't even know them, and you just feel, gosh, aren't they wonderful? And it just
lift you up.
They lift you up. You feel so good. That's because they're mental vibration. Or if you go somewhere and you could feel, it doesn't feel right, that's the energy that we feel. And so in the East, they talk a lot about energy. And what happened is that oneness, what I read on the internet was that it had a very highly scientific approach, and that was evident in the teachings, and that the central understanding of this oneness is that inner transformation and awakening into higher states of consciousness is not just from mere intellectual understanding. It's actually a neurological process in the brain whereby one's experience of life is redefined at its core. So how is this done? It's done by oneness diksha. And so the diksha is a process of the transfer of divine grace. And that initiates a journey to the person who receives it into higher consciousness. And so what I read on the website, Dr. Carol, is that the diksha, this blessing, is believed to affect the different lobes of the physical brain, and then it reduces stress, it intensifies levels of love, joy, and awareness. And apparently, if you go on the site, it actually, when you open up the site, it tells that, and it has numbers there of millions across the globe who testified to the calming, awakening effects of the Oneness Diksha. And what's going to be so exciting, Dede, at the conference is Dr. Carol, Dr. Jeanette Marie Freeman, Dr.
Terry Zumalin.
Reverend Terry was who I was about to mention, Zumalin, and
Mark Anthony Lord, too.
All know this Diksha, so we're all going to each have an opportunity to have this blessing. I've had it before at the conference, and my gosh, they actually come up to you and place their hands over here on your head and confer this energy. So tell us a bit about this. I mean, this is so exciting. We have like 3-4 minutes to our commercial break. Tell us about this trip to India where you studied for 28 days at the onenessuniversity.org.
Well, first of all, we went on a special minister's trip where a unity minister, Patricia Keel, had convinced the people at Oneness University that ministers really couldn't take off that long from our congregations. So they did a special intense thing. So we were really there 8 days and maybe a
when
day
did
and
you go?
on either side.
What
the
date?
28 days is the normal process that people go through.
And when did you go? What was the date you went?
We went the end of June through July 4th or July 5th.
Okay.
Of this year, and it was fascinating. I didn't really want to go to India, but I'd been to India 25 years ago, and I went in 2007. But the the vision statement of our center, the Center for Conscious Living, talks about contributing to the transformation of the planet through the transformation of individuals. And I thought, if this actually does this neurobiological change, where there's less energy on that, the back of the brain with the me, my, do it for myself, and more toward this, the right frontal lobe, the idea of the oneness, the whole things we talked about in a lot of the other books. And I'm thinking of, I can't remember, the Jill Bolte Taylor, who had the stroke, and was able to experience that feeling of oneness when that was the only lobe that was working. So we went to deepen into this awareness. And the whole idea of Diksha is that for thousands of years, it's been, you study with a guru, and then that at the end of life, that one guru transmits through Diksha or through this energy transfer, that awareness, that knowledge, that awakening to the next person that's coming up in line, that's going to, be their successor. And what's happened with Bhagwan is that their mission in coming here is to awaken all of us so that humanity can move into a different state and remember this oneness. So there are people from all over the world going to do this, and I have to say I do feel different. There is change that's noticeable. I asked my husband, and he says, you were always kind of compassionate about the difference, but now he says you're not so judgmental. So he's happy.
Okay.
I'm not walking on water yet, which he also asked, but the whole idea of just letting go of all of the worrying about what people are thinking or what's going on, and just being very true to yourself and very present in each moment and aware of what is going on, not judging it, not trying to run from it, just being present to it, is an amazing, wonderful experience. And that's the experience that I'm having.
That is fantastic. And I also read on the website that this is for everyone, that it's secular, it's given in the silence, and there's really nothing for us to do but receive the blessing.
Exactly, because the whole point that you're talking about is that what we call God is everywhere. So it doesn't matter how people are relating to that, whether it's nature. Dede talked about how beautiful nature is and going out in nature, or whether it's God or Jesus or Buddha or whatever. But that being connected and suffused with that energy is what we're talking about.
Well, what is amazing is this is really a global phenomenon, because I believe you told me you looked on YouTube, etc., and so many people are turning on and tuning in to the power within, and this is just another way that people are awakening. Exactly. It's another method.
It's the same power. That
one power, everywhere. One presence, one power, one life.
One power, one presence, right. One peace.
Well, it's actually time for another commercial break. We'll be back in just a few moments. Do check out onenessuniversity.org. We'll be back with Dede Lyons, who wrote The Joy of Tweeting. FeelGoodExpress.com is her website. And Dr. Carol Lawson of the Centers for Conscious Living. The website is newthoughtccl.org. And so we'll be right back with more juicy tidbits from Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network, and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7383.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hours. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my...
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns. Very excited to report to you about upcoming episodes. Next week, we have Dr. Frank Zummalin, who's going to talk to us about integrating the brain, and Dr. Jeanette Marie Freeman, who will be speaking to us about her journeys around the world on faith. The following week, we have Renee Laboa, incredible musician and a spiritual leader at the Charlotte Center for Spiritual Living, affiliated New Thought Network Center. And we have, the following week is Dr. Dennis Merritt Jones. So keep telling your friends about Spirituality Rocks. The show is just doing so well. Thank you so much. I'd like to let you know, if you would like to sponsor a show, sponsorships start at $25. They go up to $1,500 for having your very own commercials. So if you'd like to do it, just send us a donation at Post Office Box 472. We will put the banner across the screen, and you can also write there, and we'll send you a spiritual prescription pad Or if you want the CD, Tunes for Transformation, we can make that available to you for $12. And all the donations are tax deductible. The Guiding Light Foundation is a 501c3 not-for-profit spiritual organization, and we can send you a tax receipt. So I'm very excited because in just a few minutes, Dr. Carol is going to give us a Diksha blessing. But before that, we have just a couple of minutes, and I'd like to start with Dede and say, Dede, what is something that you'd like the people to take away from today's show in terms of what you offer in their work?
I would like people to really love themselves inside and out, and the most important relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. And once you love yourself, you're going to be able to receive. And we talked about that earlier. Ask for what you want, believe it's coming, and really allow yourself to receive it and see it when it's in your path. But when you love yourself inside and out, you'll see it.
Okay, fantastic. That's wonderful. Dr. Carol, what would you like to leave the people with?
I think just being very gentle with themselves. I think it's a beautiful message that Dede has, and I found that in India as well. So gentle with us. The idea that, all of this is conditioning. We've had all these things. Just be gentle with ourselves. Be present to each moment. Be aware. And that awareness provides the space for spirit to show up.
Okay, and the message that I would like to leave people with is that every day you need to practice spirituality. Just like you brush your teeth every day you have to take time to either get still and meditate, read spiritual books, say affirmative prayer, do affirmations, sing affirmations, whatever it is.
Dance. Dancing's good.
Take a walk in nature, but every day you have to do something to remind yourself of the amazing energy and power of spirit. Okay, in just a few seconds we're going to do the Diksha blessing. I just want to remind you, tune in on Monday nights. Tommy Marr is the Woodstock guru, and his show, it's great, Dr. Carol. It's all about music. He has live bands and on and on. It's called the Maverick Soul Hour. It airs 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to know with Spirituality Rocks, tell your friends, this show airs live at madhousetv.com for the whole week, or it's immediately put up on YouTube right after the show. So go to YouTube and check out Spirituality Rocks and all the shows. Alrighty, we have 4.5 minutes. Dr. Carol is going to do the Diksha blessing. She has 4 minutes, and then I'm going to close out the show in 30 seconds. So let's just get yourself nice and comfortable and be willing to receive. Dr. Carol, take us away.
Well, here's another thing. Think first about some of the things you're grateful for.
Okay.
Just do that. And it's a beautiful tool for opening the heart. So some of the things that you're grateful for. People, places, anything. So many things. That the car works, anything. Allow that gratitude to open your heart. And then another thing, as we kind of move into our heart region, let's do some heart breathing from heart math and energy medicine. Just put your hands right over left on your heart, and let's just take a deep breath. And then switch hands. Let the left hand be on top and take another breath. And the third time, switching the right hand over left, taking this breath. This is balancing the hemispheres of the brain. This is bringing us into our heart. And as we think of these things, so much that we have to be grateful for. Just look at everything differently. Realize that gratitude. Allow our hearts to open. And in this open-hearted gratitude, we become ready to receive this divine energy. Out of the head and just staying in the heart. Grateful. Open. allowing. Maybe the next sacred awakening is our own. Come to the conference.
I just affirm knowing one presence and one power. I speak this word in the first person, knowing that it expresses in me, through me, and as me. I give thanks for the Diksha blessing. I give thanks for the awareness that I am one with this loving energy, essence, and power. I have a sense of joy, a sense of peace, a sense of strength, and a sense of enthusiasm, for I trust and know that my life and affairs are in divine order. For I am always at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. And I trust intrinsically, knowing that I receive divine guidance, knowing that I am surrounded by, sustained, and maintained in divine love. I have an attitude of gratitude for this awareness. I give thanks for this wonderful TV show, Spirituality Rocks, and all the people who watch it are blessed by it, and all the guests that come on and give blessings from their knowledge and wisdom. I release this treatment, trusting and knowing all is well, and so it is. Amen.
So it is.
I invite you to come back next week. Tell your friends about Spirituality Rocks. I bless you, I appreciate you, and I thank you, everybody, for all the love and support you've given me this past week. God loves you, and so do I. And thank you, Dede Lyons of Feel Good Express. Thank you, Dr. Carol Lawson.
More hugs.
Thank you, of the affiliated New Thought Network. That's newthought.org. And this is Dr. Janine Burns from Spirituality Rocks signing out. See you next week.